And now we are all curious to listen to Sultan Mehmood. Please.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Barrister Mujib Utrambo, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to thank Barrister Mujib Utrambo and Kashmir Center for inviting me here and giving me this opportunity to speak to the most relevant and important people in Brussels. I'm also grateful to Barrister Utrambo for some kind words for me. No doubt Kashmir Center is working very hard in Brussels to raise the Kashmir issue on international fora, and especially in the European Parliament and the European Commission and the Council. And it's because of their hard work that we hear always the voices for Kashmir from the European Parliament, and certainly I wish them well, that they will continue these efforts, because we have great expectations from them since they have done a lot for the cause. Well, I'm here in Brussels for a very short visit. I've just arrived yesterday, and this afternoon, soon after this meeting, I will be off to Den Haag, and then to Paris, and then to United States for a few days. Then I'm coming back to London for 1 day in House of Commons, and then back home. The reason of this visit is just to raise the voice of Kashmir at the time when some people want to bring it on the back burner. Of course, issue of Afghanistan is very important for us, for international community, and of course we want to see it solved. The Bonn conference on Afghanistan is going to start on Monday. We wish them well. But certainly we want to make a point that the core issue of the region is Kashmir issue. And without solving Kashmir issue, it will be, I'm not saying impossible, will be very difficult to solve Afghanistan issue. And keeping in mind India and Pakistan, two nuclear powers, facing eyeball to eyeball on the line of control, I think it's very difficult and dangerous to leave two countries there on their own. So international community has a role to play, and certainly the peace in the region could only be possible once again when Kashmir issue is solved. Secondly, we do support dialogue between India and Pakistan, because certainly there is no military solution of Kashmir, and of course we want India-Pakistan to continue have talks on all matters, including, of course, they had a trade agreement. Pakistan has declared India as a most favorable nation for trade. We have no objection, primarily. Of course, we have some observation, and I met with Pakistan Prime Minister the day I was leaving, and of course I raised this observation that on one hand, the human rights violations are going on in occupied Kashmir. On the other hand, we are declaring India as a most favorable nation. Of course, he thinks that the ball must be rolling and we should continue to have a dialogue, and some concession need to be given. And well, what he said is that of course India is giving some concessions, because at one stage India was always saying that Kashmir is integral part of India, but now at least they are talking, they agreed that it's a disputed territory, and they are talking to Pakistan on Kashmir. So I think here I want to make it a point. Of course, India and Pakistan are parties to Kashmir issue, but most important party to Kashmir issue are the people of Kashmir. So I think that at right stage, we are not saying that there should not be 2 chairs at all, there should be 3 chairs right from the beginning. But I think this is a time now that 3rd chair must be there now, and Kashmiris are represented in those dialogue. Well, I met quite few European members of parliament today. In Berlin, I met in the Foreign Office. I was given opportunity to address Human Rights Committee in the German Parliament. So the point, especially in European Parliament, I made was to appoint a rapporteur for Kashmir, because Kashmir is very important. Secondly, of course, intra-Kashmir dialogue they could also organize. And thirdly, of course, bringing Kashmir as a party when India and Pakistan are having a dialogue. So I think this is very important. Barrister Majid Trumbo has mentioned about and of course PJ Mir as well, my visit to Srinagar. Of course, I got this opportunity, and I'm the first former Prime Minister or a recognized political figure from Azad Kashmir who visited occupied Kashmir and of course Srinagar. I met with the leaders of all party Hurriyat Conference, Chairman Ali Gilani. Mirwaiz Umar Farooq was in United States, but I visited his madrasa, and of course I visited Mirwaiz Manzil. I met with Shabir Shah, I met with Yasin Malik, Sajad Lon, and most of the leaders. I did meet with Umar Abdullah as well, and I must say that as soon as I landed in Srinagar, I was offered by Umar Abdullah to be the state guest. I politely refused, the very reason being that we do not recognize the government of occupied Kashmir or Umar Abdullah as Chief Minister because of their farcical elections. If there are 700,000 Indian troops in occupied Kashmir, how could they have the elections and how could they have the government there? So I politely refused, and then of course he tried to invite me for dinner in the Chief Minister house. Again I politely refused because I thought that it's not fair that I should go there. But I gave him some marks that he agreed to meet me at 3rd place. So as one of the leaders, I wanted to meet him. I know him, I met him many times in so many conferences, even one Barrister Majid Trumbo organized once, I met him there. So because I knew him, I want to meet him. So of course I raised human rights violation, although I raised knowing the fact that this poor guy has nothing to do with it, because it was the Indian Army, the issue of 2,800 graves, as Barrister Trumbo has rightly said, that when I went there, it was a very burning issue. And well, he said that we will have a commission to investigate, but nothing has happened. But I think that when 9,800 or 1,100 graves are found some time ago, the European Parliament did pass a resolution and condemning India for these human rights violations. So I think this is again the time that human rights violations are taking place, and this especially 2,800, and these graves were found by the Indian human rights organizations. So there is no point that India could deny it. It's not any international organization like Amnesty International, but the Human Rights Organization of India. So I think that they need to be answerable to international community and European Union, of course, if they are going to have a foreign trade agreement, as Barrister Sultan has rightly said, that they need to be asked about this human rights violations. And as he said, it has already been linked to human rights violations. And certainly, where as I will go, I will certainly raise this issue. And secondly, the progress on Kashmir issue itself. As I've said, that at the beginning that European Parliament should take some initiatives they have taken in the past, and we have very high hopes with the European Parliament. I am going to the individual European countries as well, but even they feel that if European Parliament take this issue, we will fully support the European Parliament and the European Union for taking this issue. So I think that with this situation now, the international community must come forward and support these initiatives from wherever they come from, to support for the resolution of this issue. And as I said, that it's linked with Afghanistan now. So I think that some friends in Berlin told me that when it will come in the Bonn, they'll raise, although as you know that a tragic incident took place about a week ago when 25 Pakistani soldiers were killed by NATO, and Pakistan is rightly, I think, boycotting and making it a protest note because some evidence shows that it was a deliberate. So I think that was a directly attack on the sovereignty of Pakistan, and this is the first time that all the people, all the political parties are together to condemn the NATO forces for killing 25 Pakistani soldiers there. So I think that this is an issue which I raised at different levels, and of course I'm sure that Kashmir Center must be raising that as well, because it's also interlinked. As I've said, that Kashmir is interlinked with Afghanistan, and if Pakistan feels that on the eastern borders are not safe because of the Indian troops, and even on the western borders, when Pakistan was saying, I'm ready to support the war against terror, they were ready to support the NATO and the United States on their western borders. But even on the western borders, if the Pakistani soldiers get killed, keeping in mind that 35,000 Pakistani people are the victim of this war against terror, and out of 35,000, 5,000 are the military men. So I think Pakistan is already paying a very high price for war against terror, and still we are blamed and we are asked to do more. But I think this is a stance which they are taking, and I have already conveyed to the government and the army of Pakistan that we Kashmiris, whether we live abroad or wherever, we are behind them in this, because Pakistan has always supported our just cause of the right of self-determination. And surely I think the time is coming. I mean, we are not against India in any way, but it's in the interest of India, because if they want a trade, if they want to go to Central Asia, they have to cross Pakistan. So, I mean, even the business community I met in occupied Kashmir and in Delhi, they are having a positive pressure on India to be a friend of Pakistan, and to be a friend of Pakistan, I think that Kashmir issue need to be resolved. Some people say that India is a very strong position nowadays. They are doing very well economically, they are doing very well diplomatically, they are doing very well defense-wise, but I believe that more powerful you are, more responsibilities you have some then weaknesses attached to it. Being such a strong and a largest democracy, of course, India feels that they should play a role in the global village. They want to achieve this goal through becoming the permanent member of the Security Council of the United Nations. I personally don't mind if India becomes. Of course, there is international politics, there is national politics, there is local politics, and there is a regional politics. And if one of us from that region could become the member of Security Council, that's fine for me. But as long as Kashmir issue is not solved, as long as India is not friend of Pakistan, India cannot become the member of the Security Council. And I think it's immoral for India to demand a permanent membership of the Security Council, because you can't say, I want to be member of this institution, and you turn around and say, but I don't accept the resolution of this institution. So I think, to me, India could become a member of the permanent member of the Security Council, as long as they allow the people of Kashmir to decide their own destiny, to decide their own future. So I think that once again, I am very thankful to Barrister Majid Trumbo and of course his colleagues and all his friends here. It's nice to see very important people here, and of course I expect that Barrister Trumbo and his colleagues will continue their efforts for bringing Kashmir issue into national fora, bringing the human rights violations in occupied Kashmir. Now, one thing I just add before I finish, my visit to Srinagar, that when we were here, I was here, I thought that people of Kashmir are in struggle for such a long time, so they might not have the same vigor, they might not have same will and commitment, but to my pleasant surprise, it was totally opposite. I was invited in a High Court Srinagar bar, and there were about 300 lawyers there, and their president Mia Abdul Qayyum and Secretary General Ghulam Nabi Shaheen made speeches, and then they decided to pass a resolution. And the resolution was, A, that they will not ever accept the subjugation, oppression, and the occupation of India. The second was that they want implementation of UN resolutions. And thirdly, and as I said, to my pleasant surprise, they said they want to be part of Pakistan. And I thought that they are thinking of different options and different things. And all 300 members present in the Srinagar High Court bar raised their hands. And when it was my speech, I appreciated them, their vigor, I appreciated their commitment. But I also said that even if I address, and this resolution is sent in Muzaffarabad, the capital or the biggest bar in Azad Kashmir, Mirpur Bar Association, we might not get 100% result. And when they raise their hands, of course, there must be some Hindus as well, but I could notice 5, 6 with their turbans, because I could recognize them. They raised their hands as well. So I think basically the people of Kashmir have gone through a struggle, and they have a very strong commitment. They won't even, they were asking me. I met with the chairman of Hurriyat conference, Ali Gilani, and he was telling me why Pakistan is so apologetic, why you people are so apologetic. We are having sacrifices. But of course, I explained that Pakistan is going through their own problem, war against terror, relationship with the United States, economic problem, political destabilization. But in spite of everything, Pakistan is also not compromising on Kashmir. They always have a commitment, they always raise their voice as a government, I mean, at all levels, as a parliament, everything else. So anyway, I've gone very long, and in the end, I thank you once again for giving me this opportunity to talk to so important people. Thank you very much.